The music community is mourning the loss of Kat Janis, the singer who recently released her hit song Dance You Out of My Head from hospice care, died at the age of 31 on February 28th following a battle with sarcoma, a rare form of cancer. Her family shares the news on her Instagram page, writing, "This morning from her childhood home and surrounded by her loving family, Catherine peacefully entered the light and love of her heavenly Creator. We are eternally thankful for the outpouring of love that Catherine and our family have received over the past few months." It continues, "Kat saw her music go places she never expected and rests in the peace of knowing that she will continue to provide for her son through her music. This would have not been possible without all of you." Kat's hit Dance You Out of My Head recently went viral on TikTok after she encouraged her fans to stream her song as a way to support her 7-year-old son, Lauren. She wrote on January 15th, "My last joy would be if you saved my song Dance You Out of My Head in my bio and streamed it, because all proceeds go straight to my 7-year-old boy I'm leaving behind." She added, "Please share this. I need to leave this with him." Kat's wish came true after her online community helped the song amass more than 2.4 million uses on TikTok. The track later charted, with Kat penning a thank you message to supporters, writing, "I am shocked to be a top 40 Billboard charting artist on Hot Dance Electronic and also number 11 on digital sales. You all did this. You gave me my dream come true right when I needed it most." She updated fans on January 6th on her health battle, saying the cancer had won, and adding, "Thank you for loving me. I'm praying a miracle makes me through this, but I think I'm being called home." According to her family's post on Instagram, Kat's brother will now manage her page as a memorial and teases there is more music to come from the late singer, writing, "Per Kat's request, there is some more art that she wants to share too, all in due time."
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nerd Chronicles. This is your host, the socially awkward nerd, Christian Paul, speaking. And I come to you with some somber news once again. Many of you basically know about, the TikTok viral singer up in the DMV area by the name of Kat Janis. And what I mean by DMV, the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, the greater Baltimore, Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia. Kat Janis, basically, she was this bubbly singer, that went viral on TikTok, that had her last hit, Dance You Out of My Head, that has been blazing ablaze all over the world, all over the TikTok streets, all over the world. She tragically has transitioned last Wednesday after a 3-year brutal, hard-fought battle with sarcoma, which is actually very unfortunate. She is survived by her immediate family as well as her son up in her childhood Annandale, Virginia home up in Northern Virginia. And it had me thinking a bit more about sarcoma and how the whole medical industry basically works as a whole in regards to this whole ordeal when it comes to this complex disease. And for what many of you don't know, if you hadn't really known already, sarcoma is a form of malignant tumor or malignant cancer that deals with the oncology range of medicine, right? Normally what starts up in the tissues, up in the bones, starts with like some very small tumors that grow rapidly, but they can literally spread at any given moment when you least expect it. The causes of the cancer and like what may cause it to actually go out and what are the symptoms, and not even the symptoms, what are the causes of the cancer that will mainly form are very unknown. It could be some lifestyle changes, but in many cases when it comes to sarcoma, it could basically be like a mutation of certain genes, genetics, however it may be. Anyone can get it at any given time, unfortunately and sadly. And it's so unpredictable, although it's a very rare cancer that has mainly shown up all over the world, given the fact that it's so very rare. it can be very incurable in times. If it's metastasized and spread all over the body, it can literally be near incurable, just as in the case of Miss Cat Janice here. No, I'm trying to get my words together. I can understand and relate to what Kat's family has literally been going through right now. My grandmother passed away from lung cancer literally almost 14 years ago, nearly 14 years ago. To this day, she had like a 9-year battle with it, dealing with chemo and everything else, just as Kat was dealing with as well. And my elementary school teacher up in Franklin Avenue that I basically knew and actually developed a bond with, she tragically passed away from complications due to her breast cancer treatments around 2 years later in 2012. That's like around almost 12 years ago. After the day, time flew so fast I wouldn't have known. It's still left a hole in my heart for both, literally to this day. Now, there's more advanced research has actually been done. More analytics is actually being done right now with sarcoma, literally as we speak. Dealing with these types of ordeals, there's more advanced technology to actually handle this type of illness. More advanced analytics, more advanced statistics, more advanced worlds of the tech industry, more advanced analytics and data, data science, machine learning capabilities as well when it comes to handling a disease like sarcoma that's actually growing rapidly and far-fetched that can literally hit anyone at any given time. And can you imagine the hell when someone even has that diagnosis of cancer, let alone having any form of cancer alone, any form of disease alone, how it can literally shock the patient, how it can literally overwhelm that patient. And also, I already know of another cousin that's actually going through sarcoma right now as well that's extremely traumatized, given the whole situation also. And it doesn't just wreck the patient, it wrecks the patient's family and friends. It deals with the patient's anxiety of getting like a normal checkup on like what's really going on in their bodies, how they're responding, with no guarantee that they may be coming back up in the next day up on this earth, which is actually very frightening to them. And I can relate to that because I work in a medical practice. I work as an office assistant, dealing with a doctor who's also a primary care physician that actually basically treats ordeals and actually try to diagnose what the issue is when it comes to certain cancers and ultrasounds and anything else. That you see so many patients actually being very anxious that are definitely wanting to see the doctor. You know what I mean? Immediately as soon as possible, because there's so much demand that you want to try and do everything you can to actually have the back end of the patient. The tough part is you also have to defend the practice as well. And when you deal with these things, when you make these tough decisions on like when you gotta be seeing and everything, it can definitely put a wreck on them. Because when it comes to these types of diseases, timing is literally everything. And if you catch it late, it can literally impact literally the rest of their lives literally down the line. There has been patients literally having to risk their limbs and having to literally become amputees over a disease like sarcoma, over something that can literally be like extremely rampant when it comes with spreading of the disease. As aggressive as it is, even if it calmed down initially through chemotherapy and radiation therapy, it can literally come back and bite you in the butt with a vengeance, which is extremely sad. And I fully understand why a lot of people are literally saying, fuck cancer. You know what I'm saying? Because of traumatizing experiences like Cat Janice, like my grandmother, like my teacher, and even like my cousin in a case like this. I have another cousin that tragically passed away from stomach cancer, and she's yet to start chemotherapy, and that is really hard to sniff. So with that, cancer is really no joke. Even though there is hope, even though there are improvements when it comes to research, once the thorough research and analysis have been made, doctors can actually find better ways on that's how they actually manage the disease and actually trying to see if they can actually try to mitigate its damages and reverse its effects. Now, what patients can do in the meantime, while they actually handle their own research as well, while dealing with this gruesome disease, is to literally try to do the best you can, live a healthy lifestyle as much as you can, try and deal with a plant-based diet as much as you can, try and actually deal with like some very healthy proteins, literally up in your system. Try your best to limit junk food as best as you can so you don't get vulnerable dealing with these types of cancer up in your body. Try to make sure that you're up in a clean air setting. You're not inhaling all this crazy junk and chemicals really coming by. You're not inhaling all these propane cigs and vapes and all this other stuff to literally try to prolong your life so you won't be vulnerable to any form of cancer literally down the road, unfortunately. And before I go, I want to give my deepest condolences to the family of Kat Janice, the Ibsens, Kat's closest friends, Kat's family, Kat's bandmates, people that actually know her very well. And a little bit of side note, Kat Janice's full birth name is Catherine Janice Ibsen. All right. Deep condolences to all that was affected by this tragedy during this extremely difficult time.